Police are investigating after 2 NOPD officers were injured following a hit-and-run crash, what we know about their injuries, and the arrests made. And the president now suing a major publication after a bombshell article allegedly ties him to Jeffrey Epstein. The response from the Wall Street Journal and the growing calls from his supporters to release the files. WDSU News at 5 starts right now.
This is breaking news on WDSU.
Breaking news at 5. NOPD has arrested a person accused of a hit-and-run crash that police say left 2 officers injured. That hit-and-run happened just before midnight on Conti and Bourbon Street. Good morning, and thank you for waking up with us for WDSU News this morning. I'm Brittney, Verner. We got your headlines coming up, but first, we got to talk WDSU's first morning weather with our meteorologist, Jim Sion. And Jim, it was hot already this morning. Happening right now, a manhunt underway for an inmate who was accidentally released from jail on Friday. Khalil Bryan was let out on what the sheriff's office is calling a clerical error. We have the breakdown of what led up to this and what law enforcement is doing to recapture that inmate. But first, let's get to weather. It's going to be yet another hot weekend here in Southeast Louisiana. There's now a $20,000 reward being offered for each inmate who escaped for their arrest. We know that Louisiana State Police is leading the search efforts in this investigation, but right now it's an all-hands-on-deck approach.
The people of this community deserve answers. These victims and these witnesses deserve answers.
Powerful words from District Attorney Jason Williams following the search of now 7 out of 10 inmates who escaped the Orleans Parish Jail last Friday.
We're all collaborating and working on the crisis at hand, which is 7 dangerous inmates at large.
So far, 3 out of the 10 who initially escaped have been captured. The situation, however, highlighting the flaws that exist within the Orleans Parish Jail. Now it's an all-hands-on-deck, multi-parish approach using every tactical effort possible to make sure these 7 dangerous criminals are brought back to the jail.
To have these folks now in jail and back out on the street is truly, truly frightening.
If you are helping and assisting these fugitives, allowing them to remain uncaptured and not brought to justice, there will be consequences, and there may be charges for use.
In addition to this situation putting the public on high alert, now victims who already suffered trauma at the hands of these criminals are on high alert as well, in addition to the prosecutors who tried their cases.
Any family member who is scared or frustrated, they have every right to be. Because this should not have happened.
The escape happened around 1 a.m. on Friday, and the public wasn't notified until about 9 hours later.
Through the victims' rights legislation, they have the right to be notified immediately that an escape has occurred.
DA Jason Williams says it's why his office is working to support victims in any and every way possible, and they are working to prevent there being more dangerous incidents as a result of their escape.
These men are facing long terms in jail. And the fact that they have not hurt someone trying to steal a car, that is the grace of God.
And those inmates could have crossed parish or state lines by now, so we reached out to law enforcement partners in some of our surrounding states like Texas and Georgia to see if and how they are assisting in capturing these inmates.
Let's go live to Brittney Verner. She is also on the scene right now. Brittney, the mayor called this, we go back to this, an act of terrorism. It's our understanding that she means domestic terrorism, someone who intentionally does harm like this, driving around barricades and bollards. You have worked to give people your past in cities like Baltimore and Jacksonville, cities that have seen unfortunate events unfold. Nothing like this, because we have probably seen nothing like this in the city of New Orleans. But give us your perspective on what you're seeing right now.
Yeah, Travers, where, like you said, it's very busy at that time of night on Bourbon Street and on Canal. I actually just spoke with a couple who's staying in a hotel nearby. They told me they were actually on Canal and witnessed this attack when it happened. And if they had crossed the street just a few moments before, they too would have been hurt in this attack. They say they saw that car plow through, hitting multiple people. They heard the screams, and they're not sure how the car even had that much speed, considering cars were bumper to bumper out here on Canal and on Bourbon Street. I want to show you what it looks like behind me, though. Obviously, dozens of police cars and detectives here investigating after this event. This is a very, very large scene. We heard from city leaders that there's an 8-block circumference around here that's blocked off because of what happened. Again, as we've been mentioning all morning, 10 people confirmed dead following this event. almost or around 30 people in the hospital right now. You can see police are kind of moving the scene, setting things up differently, expanding their territory as they're conducting this investigation right now. But a lot of businesses around here told me, the aftermath was horrific. They saw people running, they heard screams, that car plowed through that crowd of people, intentionally hurting people. And right now, we know that the FBI has taken over this investigation. As we continue to learn more, we're supposed to get another update at around 11 this morning from city leaders to kind of explain more and iron out more details. Right now, we know that there was an explosive device that was found that they are testing right now to make sure that that's not active. Travis, you mentioned it. I have worked in multiple areas, including Baltimore and Jacksonville. Never have seen anything to this magnitude. Actually, in Baltimore, we did have a mass shooting that happened, but nothing to this magnitude as a casualty event where someone intentionally drove into a crowd of people on New Year's Day. Obviously, a lot of people feeling the impacts of this. City leaders said the majority of people who were hurt in this incident are locals right now. That's what we've learned. Obviously, those two officers who were also injured when that driver shot at them following this incident. So a lot of layers here, a lot of things to unpack still. A lot of things are unfolding as we're learning more this morning. But this is what it looks like on Canal and Bourbon. You can see the aftermath of last night. People said they were having fun at first, and then all of a sudden things turned chaotic out of nowhere when that car plowed through. So a lot of unanswered questions in terms of why someone would do this intentionally, trying to hurt people. Those are things that we are unpacking. Stick with WDSU, though, because we are going to have the latest information. Again, we're getting another update at 11 o'clock this morning from Superintendent Ann Kirkpatrick, Mayor LaToya Cantrell, and the rest of the city leaders. As they mentioned, the FBI is now the lead in this investigation, but they are working with them to determine more of how this unfolded, why this unfolded, and share more details about those people who were injured. For now, back to you, Travers.
If you were just waking up with us, Brittney.
Yeah, well, new court documents show a parent actually went to police after she says she found inappropriate text messages between her child and that instructor that were sexual in nature. That led to detectives investigating, and it led to Kegler now facing a myriad of charges involving sex crimes in children. We're standing right now at the corner of Washington Avenue and Dryad Street, and there is a heavy police presence right here. We're not sure exactly why or what started this, but we do know they are looking for a man who they say is dangerous, potentially armed. I'm going to show you what the scene looks like behind me. There are multiple police units here. Again, a really heavy presence. We got a SWAT unit here as well.
Brittney.
Yeah, well, Cortez Foster and Patrick Maxson are who deputies believe to be responsible for that shooting. And the sheriff says due to the serious nature of this crime, he will be asking for the death penalty.
I didn't see anything, but I heard it. It scared me. It was very scary.
Shocking words from a neighbor who heard the gunshots police say were intended for one man, but instead struck 3 innocent people. Surveillance video shows the moments it happened.
Totally innocent and oblivious to what was transpiring on the street outside of their home.
11-year-old Samaya McLean and her uncle, 50-year-old Ron Tate, were killed, while another one of their family members in the home was grazed by a bullet, and deputies say the intended target got away.
This all started with 2 suspects, Cortez Foster, age 23, and Mr. Patrick Maxson, age 26, a convicted felon. Both of them were together when they pistol whipped a female.
That incident happened Friday evening outside a football game in St. John. Deputies say Foster and Maxson were beat up for pistol whipping that woman. That's when they tried to get revenge.
They drove to Sugar Ridge subdivision, got out of their vehicle, firing multiple rounds at their intended target. The target was walking in front of the house where the 11-year-old and 50-year-old were planning a party for the 3-year-old.
In addition to 3 people being shot, multiple homes and cars were riddled with bullets. Sheriff Drake says due to the nature of this crime, he will be pushing for the death penalty.
I think it's time to send a criminal element a message.